give it a little more. I'm just kidding. Anyways, welcome and welcome back to the Bummy Podcast. It is getting colder. Hallelujah, my favorite season. I can't even speak. It's so chilly. I'm stuttering. Anyway, so welcome back. If you know me, you don't know me. Today I'm a loner. Hallelujah, praise God, because you know I love being alone. And if you know me, you don't know me, don't share. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. If you don't know me, if you don't know me. If you know me, you don't know me. Okay? No comprendo inglés. No habla inglés, no comprendo inglés, no nothing about English. Anyways, a couple of days ago, I saw fat raccoons and like maybe their kid. The kid looked normal size raccoon, but the other ones look like they eat people for a living. And so I was freaking out. And it reminded me that I did not do the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 review. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I was alone too, so bear with me. I haven't seen it. Okay, let me see when it was released. May. Oh my goodness, we in November. It is November. And this thing came out in May. That's why I don't remember a lot about it. Anyway, so I have the cast list open. And it's so funny. I keep forgetting Groot is Vin Diesel. Every time I get shocked, I'm like, oh yeah, Vin Diesel is one of the characters in this movie. Funny side note. That one lady, the one, I think his love interest in Fast and Furious had the audacity to be like, why does Marvel keep making Avenger shit? Why does your franchise keep making Fast and Furious? Y'all went to the moon. And I watched a little bit. I didn't get to finish it, but I watched a little bit of the new one, 10, I think. Y'all doing too much. And everybody be on this movie. Like, it's ridiculous. Aquaman in here? That's crazy. And you want to talk about Marvel? Man. Take several seats. Anyways, as you know, I like to talk a lot, so we're gonna be here for a while. Anyways, if you didn't watch the movie, spoiler alert. Okay, honestly, I don't remember a lot about the movie, but I do remember enough to be a spoiler. It might have been a while since I watched it, but I remember some of it. So anyways, the beginning of this movie, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, was when Rocket, aka the raccoon, not the raccoons that was near my house, but my parents' house, but regardless, not them raccoons, but Rocket, the one raccoon in that movie. I think it's like about his backstory, where he came from, and the reason, I don't think it started off like that. I think they were like chilling in the skull thing that like is just floating in space, where all of them be living. And then I believe, what's his name, was getting drunk because he misses Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord. He misses Gamora because his Gamora is dead, and so he's getting drunk, like drunkity drunk and they basically have to take care of him. So I think he got drunk, and then like somebody had to, I think it was his sister, the robot Nebula. I had to say the whole thing for it to click that her name is Nebula. So I think Nebula takes him to his bed and is basically trying to tell him like he needs to go back to Earth, and I think his grandpa is still alive, is what she said. Yeah, I think it's his grandpa. I don't think it's his dad. I don't know. I think it's his grandpa. Regardless, she's telling him he needs to go back. He needs to connect with his family so he can get past this tragedy that happened to him by missing Gamora. So she's telling him that, and then I think they're all like going to sleep, or they all are asleep, and all of a sudden this weird like man whatever thing comes and basically like almost kills Rocket, and they all fight him off. And I believe, oh yeah, okay, so what happens is, I think Rocket like passes out or something, because this thing is trying to kill him or something. That's what it seemed like in the beginning. So I forgot what his name is, but it's the dude with the weird eyebrows. He looks different now, I'm not gonna lie to you. We was all shocked. His name is Adam Warlock. So he's a warlock. I don't know. Regardless, I don't know where the thing comes from, but anyhow, his name is Adam Warlock. So Adam is trying to like kill Rocket. That's what it seems like. So they're like, oh my goodness, Rocket is literally about to die. So Quill, I think Quill is the one that tries to do the clear, I don't know what it's called, but he tries to do that, and Nebula was like, no, like, you're gonna kill him, because apparently he has things inside of him, and I guess that's how Adam tracked him there, because the things are still inside of him from when he was a young person, and like nobody knows about his story. So they have him like laying on it kind of looks like the thing that they had Thor and Loki's dad in, like a little incubator thing. I don't know. Regardless, they had him in there, and they're like, they don't know his backstory, so they don't know why they can't do the CPR thing to resuscitate, not CPR, whatever, the clear thing to resuscitate him. And I guess Nebula knows a little bit about it, and they were like, why didn't he tell us his backstory, blah blah blah. And Nebula was like, he got tortured more than I did by Thanos. Like, you don't want to know that story. And nobody wants to tell that type of story about themselves. So she's trying to tell them, like, that's probably why he doesn't want to tell you, because it's trauma. He's traumatized. So I think that's when it goes back to telling about his story. So his story, very sad, very sad. I think I might have cried. I don't know. I do be crying. I do be crying for movies. I don't know. Did I cry for this one? I think I got choked up and teary-eyed and stuff, but I don't think I cried like I did maybe like in when what's his name was dying, Iron Man, and what was her name, Black Widow. I think when they died, I might have like choked up. Oh, when May died. Funny, this movie was out in May, and Spider-Man died. That's crazy. Anyway, so that one I was like crying like that. But I think it was also because in real life Betty White died, and so I was still choked up about that, because they had that commercial. Side note. They had that commercial when I was watching Spider-Man, and so I just saw Betty White, and then like that happens. I was crying. But anyways, I didn't cry. I don't think I cried like that in this movie. I might have got teary-eyed, I might have got choked up, but I didn't. But the things that happened to him, sick. What's his name? Does something evolutionary? High evolutionary. More like high evolutionary. But anyway, so he thinks highly of himself as this man. He's very smart, whatever. And he basically thinks that he can create a Earth-like place and program like the animals into thinking like humans. Like, he injects the animals with something and they become like human. They can talk to each other and stuff like that, and like go to work and do all that stuff like human. And he's basically trying to create a perfect Earth or something like that, is what he said. So he's psychotic, obviously. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know if it was just me that connected the dots, but he kind of reminds me of King. And I was like, is this another variant of King? Because I think a lot of them always try to create like a perfect world or whatever. And I mean, even his like outfit was giving Kang, his demeanor was giving Kang, so I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but he reminded me of Kang, or a Kang variant, or whatever. I've been watching Loki, so variant is stuck in my head. So anyways, so basically this high evolutionary, like the only thing he created, like the only animal he injected stuff in and like tested on that actually came out like super smart, maybe even smarter than him, was Rocket. So he loved Rocket in the sense of he can use him for his knowledge, but he didn't want Rocket to be in this new world that he's creating. But Rocket didn't know this at that time. So Rocket, and then he had these other friends, which is the sad part. So he had these other friends. I believe there was 4 of them. There was a walrus. There was a seal. I probably should look at the picture. You know, I gotta search. If I don't search, is it really a Bummy podcast video? Okay, so an otter. My bad. It wasn't a. I thought she was a seal, but she's an otter. So there's an otter. Her name is Lila. There's a walrus. His name is Tiff. And there is a rabbit, which I thought was a spider, so I was freaking out. But apparently this high evolutionary dude put robotic legs on the rabbit, so it made her look like a spider. I was freaking out at first because I was like, oh my goodness, y'all got a spider? You think I'm gonna watch this movie? I'm terrified. Right now there could be a spider in my room, right? Like, you're crazy. And if there is a spider, I'm leaving. You already know I'm leaving. Anyways, so there's 3 of them. Why did I think there was 4? Maybe I'm including Rocket. Yeah. Anyway, so there's 3 of them. There's Lila, there's Tiff, and there's Floor. And they don't really know. They're not as smart as Rocket. So when he was giving them, even Rocket at that time, like, he didn't know a lot of things because they kept them cooped up in like a dark room, and there's not a lot of light. They don't know a lot of things. He was saying like the stars were rockets and stuff like that, so they didn't really know a lot about the outside world, but they all thought that they were gonna go into this new world, right? And that's what they assumed. So the high evolutionary, he was testing this injection thing on animals, and then he brought out Rocket, and he was like, look, like, whenever I inject the animals, they always become very angry. And then he was like, but for some reason you're not, and you worked out great, so he's like, I don't understand. So he basically is asking Rocket for help. Not really, I don't know, but he had him out there when he was talking about that. And so Rocket was basically like, oh, this and this and that. He said something smart. I'm not that smart, so I don't know what he said. But he basically told them how to fix the problem. And the weird thing, like, not weird, but the messed up thing is, the animals they inject that became angry, like, they had them in this tube thing. I don't know if you watched recently, I think they cloned Tyrone. It's in that one where they have like humans in this tube thing. Or if you've watched the Kim Possible. The song came to me before the name. If you watch the Kim Possible movie, they had the tube thing to transfer things. So I don't know if it's in other things, but that's the 2 things that I recently watched that have them. So it's like a tube thing, and they have them in there, and they basically inject something there for them to transform into a human-like animal, and they become angry. So I don't know what they're injecting them with, and he was basically telling them like it's the air or something. I really don't remember, but he basically told them something like that. And so the high evolutionary was kind of upset why he didn't think about it, but Rocket knew what to do, like how to fix it. So I think that's why he didn't want to kill Rocket because he knew Rocket was smart and like he needed him to create these perfect beings for the perfect world. He's sick, honestly. He's mental. But anyways, so basically what happens is Rocket figures out that, or not Rocket figures out, he literally tells him to his face, you're not going to the New Earth. I think like they finally figured out what Rocket said and fixed making the animals not be angry when they're being injected. When they become like actual human and they're not like about to kill you. So because what Rocket said was true and they figured that out, he was telling him like, oh yeah, like we're gonna be going to the New Earth, blah blah blah. So Rocket assumes that him and his friends are gonna go. And then the High Evolutionary literally tells him to his face that you're not going. You're not going. The way you looking, and it's like, what do you mean the way he's looking? You shaved a bunch of patches on him to test on him like he was some kind of useless thing for you to experiment on. And then after you experiment on him, he's not even allowed to go to the world that he helped you make the people, the animal, whatever things. That's so sick. Anyways, so when Rocket found out this, he was like, me and my friends, we gotta escape, we gotta go. And I believe the High Evolutionary assumed that that was gonna happen. So when him and his friends are trying to escape, he comes and he, basically everybody, all his friends, pursue. And it's just Rocket there, and he's shocked. And I feel like the reason he didn't want to kill Rocket, like I said, is because Rocket is very knowledgeable. His knowledge is so much better, even might be better than the High Evolutionary, that he does not want to kill him. So yeah, I don't think he even tried to kill him. He just literally shot his friend, which was so sad, right in front of him. And so after he kills all his friends, he comes closer to him. Rocket is pissed, like pissed. So he literally goes full on like psychotic, like wild animal on him, because he is a wild animal. And he literally like messes up his face and he runs away. He disappears. And then later on is how like in between that, I don't know if they told the story, but in between that is how he met up with the Guardians, and then he's now part of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Anyways, already my leg is hurting. That's crazy. It's only been like 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes. But anyway, so that was his backstory. He literally saw his friends die in front of him. So it's just like, it's sick. It's sickening. And then I believe Quill, Nebula, Star-Lord, who is a Gamora? What is a Gamora? Where is he? Drax, Mantis, and Groot. They decide to basically, because the only way for them to help Rocket not die is basically go to the High Evolutionary and find like this chip thing that he has connected to Rocket, so that they can help Rocket disconnect from this psychotic man and also save his life, because he's gonna die if they're not able to resuscitate him and all that stuff, right? So anyways, we find out that, excuse me, I ate and sometimes my nose runs, but I think it's because it's cold right now. Anyway, so basically, we find out that there's another Gamora, not the Gamora Quill knows, but this is another Gamora, maybe from another timeline or something. I don't know. But there's another Gamora. She don't know them like that, but she does know Nebula as being her sister, I believe, which is so weird. Regardless, she's actually with the what are they called? The Ravagers. Ravagers. I really don't know. It's been a while. The Ravagers. What am I trying to say? Let me see. Gamora? Ravagers. That, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Anyways, so these are the same Ravagers that Quill used to be with. So he's very like, you're with them. and he also didn't know that she was alive technically, but it's not the same Gamora that he knew. This is another Gamora, so she doesn't know them at all. Somehow though, she does know Nebula, but I feel like Nebula is a robot. So, and I don't think Nebula disappeared during the snappity snap of Thanos. And Gamora technically died for the stone. So yeah, this Gamora is different, but I don't know how she knows Nebula. But regardless, her and Nebula or Nebula like asked her to help them or something get into this weird place. It's like a weird bubbly whatever thing. Regardless, they somehow go in there. They almost get caught, so they put their, I forgot who it was, but somebody stupid put their clothes in the trash thing, thinking that it was like a bin or something to hide. And then they see their clothes floating away, and I'm like, oh, that's embarrassing, because now they can't get their clothes back to leave. So they have to find a different way to leave. I think it wasn't just the clothes. It was like there's like an equipment that helped them like come in so they can leave, but now they can't leave because the equipment is messed up. So anyways, these people come in thinking like, oh, we caught you, and they're like, oh no, we're just in here like, and they change their clothes to the clothes that everybody wears there. So they were like, oh, okay, never mind. We're mistaken. Maybe we're mistaken. Never mind. And so they leave them alone for a while. They split up. The Guardians, they split up, and they're going and trying to find this chip thing. I forgot if it's even a chip, but it's something that's supposed to disconnect him from the High Evolutionary so that it can help him live. Because technically, I think whatever he put inside of Rocket, like, he can find him at any time and he can like try to kill him or whatever. So their plan was basically so that weird thing does not come back to kill them. Adam, and I forgot what his mom's name is, but his mom was also, they basically work for the High Evolutionary. It's somehow connected in like the comics. I don't read the comics, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know at all, honestly. But anyway, so they are doing all that. Obviously, slowly people are catching up to them and finding out that they are intruders, and they didn't actually come there to like fix up anything or whatever like that they lied about. And so now they have to fight their way through. They almost kill Drax. He gets shot. I think it's Drax and Nebula together. Quill, or my bad, not Drax and Nebula, Drax and the one that Mantis. I don't know why I keep confusing people. Drax and Mantis were together as when they split up, and then Quill, Gamora, and Nebula are together, and who else is left? I think I said everybody. I think I said, Groot, and who else? They're there. They get caught-ish. They're shooting and whatever. They're trying to leave with the thing to help Rocket. And I believe they go... I'm so like lost because it's been a while. Let's say May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's 6 months. It's been 6 months. I'm surprised I remember most of it. But I'm trying to remember what happened in between that and them. Do 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 do. My eyes are literally being blurred out by my eczema. You got eczema? Look at all these bumps. You got eczema? No, I got acne and eczema. I got both of them. It's so annoying. Anyways, what happened in between that? In between, you see that, right? There's something in my eye. There's something in this liquor. Ooh yeah, the air is getting thicker. I don't know why I know random disgusting ass songs. Anywho, what happened in between times? Oh my goodness, Sylvester Stallone was in here. That's hilarious. That is actually funny. Oh my gosh, Pete Davidson was in here? Was I even watching this movie? Miley Cyrus was in here? You're lying. Now you're just adding people for no reason. For hee hee ha ha. Because what do you mean Miley Cyrus was in Guardians of the Galaxy? As a music, like her music was in there? I don't know. Regardless, what happened after that, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just going to tell you what I remember. So, they somehow... I was checking for some bug-ass. The only thing I remember after that was, they had a skateboarder. The kids have a skateboarder. I think they used, like, the rocket, whatever thing from there. Not rocket, but a rocket. From there, and they basically used that to leave. And I don't know why, but they went to the High Evolutionary. Yeah, they went to where the High Evolutionary is. I don't know why. I'm missing something. Something is not clicking. But regardless, so they split up, and what it was gonna be is Groot. Oh, okay. In the my bad. In the beginning, I feel like Groot and Drax and Mantis were the ones that were fighting over there, and then Gamora, Star-Lord, and Nebula were together. Okay, so it was 3-3. Okay, never mind. I was like, where did Groot go by himself? I think he was with Drax and them. Anyways, regardless, they left the place. Now they're splitting up, and so what it was gonna be is, what's his name? Groot and Star-Lord, and Nebula were gonna go, to where the High Evolutionary is, like where the building is, where he is, right there. Right there, over there, it's like a mountain thing. So they were gonna go over there, and then they had put their ship, so they basically landed on the Earth where he is, right? The Earth that he's, I don't know if this is the same one or a different one, but it's like the new Earth that he created with the animals and stuff. So when they landed, obviously the animal people, whatever they're called, they were shocked. They're like, they didn't speak English per se, but they were definitely saying like, who is you? Like, oh my god. They were running away from them and stuff. It was very interesting. And they have like children, they have like pictures with their kids. It was basically like animals acting like humans. They were living like humans, doing all that stuff. So anywho, one of the family, I think, helps them. They tried to communicate with them, and they helped them. And so the plan was Nebula, Star-Lord, and Groot were gonna go see the High Evolutionary, and Rocket was supposed to be protected by Gamora, the new Gamora, Drax, and Mantis. They were supposed to stay behind and protect Rocket and like their ship, because that's how they were gonna get out, right? So when he gets to the gate or when the three of them, Groot, Star-Lord, and Nebula, when they get to the gate to go in, they obviously stop Nebula because they're like, you're literally robot. So they're like, nah. But before they went, they had told, like, somehow Groot hid the weapons in his roots because he's a tree, so he hid them inside of him. So they were like, okay, whatever. Nebula stays outside. Now it's just Star-Lord and Groot entering because they're like, he's just a tree. Little did they know he had weapons inside of him. Anywho, so it's just Star-Lord and I don't know, maybe did she come in? I think she was outside. No, she was outside. So anyway, so they go in. They're going to meet with the High Evolutionary, and then Drax and Mantis were supposed to protect it with what's her name? Gamora. But Gamora wanted to leave. Gamora's like, I'm gonna call them peoples so they can come pick me up. Little did she know that the Adam and his mom, I don't know what they're called, the Warlocks, they basically had her friends, and they were like, where is she? Where are they? Because they need to find Rocket. So when she's calling them to be like, oh, come pick me up, these are the coordinates, they were like, oh, say less, we can come pick them up. Because they're literally, like, she's literally telling them where she is. Little did she know, she was telling the wrong people. So, I don't think it was all the Ravagers. It was like 2 of them or something. Regardless, they used the thing that she was communicating with them to come get her to track where they are. So Adam and his mother go there to try and get Rocket so that the High Evolutionary can be happy with them, because he was obviously angry that Adam was not able to complete his mission and he was almost killed. So anyways, while they are coming on their way, she's just chilling there, and then Drax was like, we need to go, like, they're taking too long, we need to go and help them. So he tricks Mantis into getting on a motorcycle with her, and they literally go to where Nebula, Nebula is at the gate, but where Nebula, Groot, and Star-Lord went. So now the only one technically protecting, which she didn't even know that they left, so she doesn't know that she's supposed to be protecting Rocket. She's just waiting for her peoples to come get her. So she's like looking at, I think she was looking at Rocket or something. And she was saying something like, I can't believe they're doing this all for you, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe it was in the movie. I don't know. But regardless, she was basically the only one there. And all of a sudden, that thing comes. What's his name? Adam the Warlock. He's not Adam the Warlock, that's his last name, but regardless, Adam Warlock comes. He's trying to take, like, he brings this weird thing with him to come and take Rocket. So now they're literally like carrying Rocket on their shoulder, and which is crazy because, oh my goodness, you're gonna kill Rocket. You're gonna kill Rocket. What are you doing? Anyways, so they're doing all that. All auditing. And then what happens? it's either Gamora kills the thing that was carrying Rocket, or she somehow makes Adam kill the thing. I don't know. Regardless, somebody kills that weird. It's like a pig or something, if I'm not mistaken. It was like a pig mutated. I don't know. It was a swine. I remember looking at a face of a swine. And so he gets killed. And in the meantime, in between time, when all this is happening, I believe Groot and Star-Lord are doing a face-off with the High Evolutionary. Oh, and also, side note, by the way, the High Evolutionary put on a face mask that is like bolted into his face because Rocket then rip his face. His face is literally no more. It was giving the guy that guards the Soul Stone, Red Skull or whatever his name is. Yeah, that's what it was giving, but with a little bit of meat left on his face. Just got the throw up emoji. Regardless, that's what his face was looking like. So he had like a face mask bolted on his face. I don't know. It was very, very weird. But anyways, he definitely looked like he went through it. And I think they were doing a face off, something like that. And what happened after that? I don't remember. Something happened. And the High Evolutionary was moving his ship to leave, and he's basically going to destroy the Earth. Now, I don't know if this was because he's saying the Earth is not as perfect as he wants it to, because there was like when they were driving to where the High Evolutionary was, what's their name? Groot, Nebula, and Star-Lord, when they were driving, they were passing by like people fighting, thieves, robbers, and whatever, robber knights, and all that stuff. They were passing by a bunch of stuff like that. So they were trying to tell him, like, how did you make this? It's not perfect, because it's the same thing that's going on Earth. Like, you didn't do anything. So he was basically saying he's gonna destroy it. And I don't know if they had told Nebula and them or what was going on, but at this time when the thing was going up, Nebula met up, but she was there, and like Drax and them came to where she is, and everybody's freaking out because his thing is moving. He's literally like destroying the place. Adam was there to get Rocket, but he's getting his ass beat. He realizes, hello, it's gonna get destroyed, so he goes to try and get his mother out, and I don't think he makes it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't think he makes it. But somehow, on there, I believe Nebula, Drax, and because Nebula was like, why the hell are you guys here? And they were like, oh, you guys were taking too long, we came to help. And then she's like, well, who the hell is protecting Rocket? No brain cells. And so they go to try and save Star-Lord and Groot. But Star-Lord and Groot, I believe, got off the ship. Yeah, they go in and they got off the ship. So Nebula, Drax, and Mantis get on thinking they're going to help Star-Lord and Groot, and Star-Lord and Groot already left. So anyways, they're down, and then they're talking about like, where are you? No, where are you? Because they are Confucius. And so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Gamora is the one that drives and the ship, whatever, they just came on to try and pick up Star-Lord and Groot, because he's literally exploding, destroying this new Earth that he made. So they gotta get off because they're gonna get exploded too. So they are leaving, and they're trying to understand where, who is what. And then they're like, well, we got on here thinking you are on here, but you're not on here. And they're like, no, we're literally over here. Where are you? So they realize that Gamora, Star-Lord, and Groot are on the ship, and Drax, Nebula, and Mantis are on the ship with the High Evolutionary. So the High Evolutionary ship is humongous, obviously. He's such a show off. Also because he has children in a cage, and I don't know why, but them children look like the Chandelier music video where there's that little. First of all, that whole thing is weird, because why is there a little girl dancing with a grown ass man? No sense. Anyways, all the little girls that are there captured, they don't speak English at all. So somehow though, Drax can communicate with them. I don't know. Regardless, Drax basically says like there's a bunch of children. I don't know if it was Drax, but one of them that is on the ship, either Drax, either Nebula, or Mantis, they basically tell them like, we're on the ship with a bunch of children. Like, I guess it's for his new Earth. He already created Sia music video children. I don't know. And I wasn't the only one. I think I googled it and somebody also said that. And I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw them children look exactly like the Sia music video for Chandelier. Is very weird. Who is making these movies? Where are you getting your inspiration from? But anywho, so basically, I believe he tells, like, they find out something, and like they're telling them that they're trying to tell the kids that they need to stay away from the cages or something like that. And also I think in between time, in this time, Rocket wakes up. No, first they thought Rocket was about to die. Yeah. So I think he was putting the chip in or whatever to like help him revive or whatever. And Quill is literally like crying. He's having a mental breakdown. So while he's having this mental breakdown, Gamora is just watching him. And I don't know where Groot is, honestly. I don't know what Groot is doing. Yeah, I don't know what Groot is doing. Regardless, Quill is having a mental breakdown because he thinks that Rocket is dying. And Rocket almost does die, technically, because they show Rocket and he's in a white place. Like, it's completely white all around him. And so I'm guessing that's the light. He's seeing the light. And so he sees his friend, Lila, I believe, the otter. I'm not gonna keep looking. Okay, regardless, I think her name is Lila. So he sees Lila, the otter. He sees his walrus friend, and he sees the rabbit one, Floor. I don't know why I forgot the... Oh, somebody's bringing their garbage in. I thought somebody was coming in the house. Tiff is the walrus. Okay, Tiff, Floor, and Lila, he sees them. And Lila is basically telling him, like, it's not your time to be with us. It's not your time to be... She's basically telling him it's not your time to die. You better wake your ass up, and you better... He's here. We're back. I think he has left the building. Not he, capital H, but he has... Hopefully nobody comes. I'm trying to finish this review in one day. I took a shower. I oiled my scalp. That's why I'm not wearing the hat anymore. I tried to be busybody. Anyways, I was saying that his friends were basically telling him it's not his time to go. So he basically wakes up, and then news was told to Mantis, Drax, and Nebula, because they're still on the ship. So news was told to them, and then basically what they were trying to do is have the skull that they've been living on, the gigantic skull, the big skull. They wanted to get that as close as they can to the High Evolutionary's ship and basically get the children out. So they do the whole mission. I believe Rocket, what's her name? Gamora. I almost said Deborah. Gamora, Rocket, and Star-Lord. They, I believe, also go on the High Evolutionary's ship to basically try and fight him, because they're like, this man is psychotic. He should not be alive. He should be dead. D-E-A-D, dead. And so they do all that, the fighting and whatever, and they're getting the children on the ship, and Rocket actually finds baby raccoons and like other animals that the High Evolutionary wanted to, inject whatever he was gonna inject on them. And he found them, and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually a raccoon. Like, they weren't just saying that to be mean. So he's like, we need to get all the animals out. So first they got all the children and all them, the Sia what is it called, the Sia music video girls out. They got all them children out, and then they got the animals out later. And because they're like rushing to get everybody out, the ship, the High Evolutionary's ship, is getting destroyed. And now a lot of people speculate that he might not actually be dead, because we didn't actually see him die, just like the man on Something and Wasp. Ant-Man and Wasp. Oh my goodness. Something and Wasp. On Ant-Man and Wasp, the bad guy in that, he also might not be dead, because they didn't technically show him dying. I don't know. A lot of people are speculating that if you don't watch them die, they might not be dead. But then again, like now, because of Loki, since there's like different variants, like the same people but on different planets and on different universe. I don't know. But apparently there's different versions of everybody. So even if they die, like I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Tony Stark and they're like, oh, he's from a different universe. He's from a different Earth. Like, I don't know. So we think he's dead, so we don't know. Anyways, they get everybody off the ship, and also in between time and this time, somehow Adam, his mom literally just died, and he realized that the High Evolutionary is not really on their side. He's really on his side. He's not nationwide. He's not on your side. So he realized he's not on his side. So he helps them, I think. Like somebody said something to him, and he helps them. So regardless, he's also on the skull. Keep that in mind. So everybody's getting off, blah, 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 blah. And the last person to get off is Star-Lord. And I think people said he gave his mask to Rocket, No, he gave his iPad to Rocket, but that was later. I don't know. Regardless, he didn't have his mask that you can like breathe in outer space. So he starts puffing up because he jumped off of the ship and the skull is getting farther away. And so they're like, oh my goodness, he's gonna die, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if you noticed, but the dude that attacked Rocket, Adam, the Warlock, that's his last name, Adam Warlock, he goes and he helps Star-Lord get on the ship. So he just goes and grabs him and get him on the ship. So everybody's thinking, oh my gosh, he's dead. He's not. He's good. He's half human technically. So he's half dead. I don't know. But regardless, he's fine. And then he gives the iPad to Rocket. Because that's why he went to go get it. Like that's why he didn't get on the ship on time, because he went to go grab his MP3 player. His iPad, I don't know what it is, but he listens to music on it. So anyways, that is that. And then I believe they figure out a situation. Oh, well, also completely forgot, while they were fighting on the ship, there were these weird, I think there was like 3 of them, like those weird creatures. It's really just all mouth. I don't think they had eyes, but they were very creepy. And Mantis was able to tame them, because I think she has the little whatever magical thing that she can do. So she tamed them, and they also were on the skull. I completely forgot about that. I just remembered. So anyways, this is the end, and everybody's like separating. Star-Lord does decide to go back to Earth to go visit his grandfather. I believe that is his grandfather. I don't think it's his father. Yeah, I think it's his grandfather. Regardless, he goes to visit him, and then Mantis says she's going to go and find herself or something like that. I don't know. Everybody was separated. So Mantis goes with those weird gigantic things she saved. She literally goes the opposite way. And Nebula and Drax are the ones staying with I forgot how to say his name, but the guy that now has the he can whistle and like the arrow thing moves around, whatever. He did during this movie, he did learn how to use it correctly. So he stays. I believe Rocket stays. Drax stays. Nebula stays. Mantis leaves. Star-Lord leaves. And Groot spoke. Like he can speak words. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's been that big before. And he's never said a word. So apparently now he's speaking. Vin Diesel actually has lines other than I'm Groot. Crazy. So he's speaking. Yeah, I think the only ones that left were those 2. I can't think. I mean, obviously Gamora went back to the Ravagers because she doesn't really know these Guardians. They don't know her technically. She's not the same Gamora. But yeah, I think I got everybody. So if Drax, Rocket, let me look at I don't know why I'm trying to like remember their names. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's crazy. The first one came out in 2014. I was in high school. That's crazy. They separated the way that they be releasing the movies. It's not like back to back. Okay, yeah. So Star-Lord leaves. Nebula leaves. Groot stays. Mantis stays. Drax stays. Rocket stays. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. Regardless. Oh, I clicked on the evolutionary, not on purpose. But anyways. So yeah. So now there are 2 people down. But those two people were replaced by the warlock, Adam. Adam joined the team. And also the guy that does the whistling with the arrow. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I can see his name. Regardless. I think they joined the team. And then like the end credit scene is literally them fighting. Like they're like fighting people there. I don't know. Was it people? It was giving like the how Mufasa died. Like the wildebeest was. I don't think they were wildebeest, but there were some animals that were like coming towards them, and they're going to go fight. And like so it's Groot, Rocket, Nebula, Drax, Adam, Adam Warlock, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the guy Kraglin, I don't know. Regardless, it's them. Now they are the new Guardians of the. I'm so dyslexic. I was gonna say Galaxy of the Guardians. Jesus is love. The Guardians of the Galaxy. I love how I just said Mufasa and I'm literally wearing. That's probably why it came to my mind. Anyways, regardless, that's the end credit scene. Them going to fight, and they're basically fighting to like help the people that don't know how to protect themselves. I don't know. It was a weird ending. But yeah, I don't know if the High Evolutionary is a Kang variant. I'm just assuming he is, because it would be a good setup for another Avengers if they're gonna do another Avenger movie. Yeah, so the High Evolutionary might be another variant. And I was also saying the other guy on Ant-Man and the Wasp was also, what was his name? Oh, that was Kang. Stupid. That was actually Kang. Okay, so that would be perfect, since that is Kang that was on there. And then the High Evolutionary on this one, if he is Kang, it would be a good setup, because now there is a Kang in every. Oh well, I don't know if they did any other. I mean, there's a Kang obviously in Loki the show, but there is no movie, so maybe they'll probably tie all of that with the new Avengers, if there is a new one. I don't know. Let's see. Avengers assemble. Oh, there's two in 2026, which is crazy because we're about to be in 2024. So in 2 years after the 2024, there's going to be Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, and then right after that year, if we're even still alive, Avengers: Secret War. What is secret about it? I don't know, but that's in 2027. Interesting. It's like they hear me. All I wrote was AVE, and they're like, "Yeah, Avengers. Is that what you're talking about? Avengers? Google, stop listening to me. FBI agent, get a life. It's just too much. It's weird." But anyways, that's pretty much the. I was literally done. Why you gotta show up when I was done? I was done. Just kidding. Now my house, can't complain. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. If they do decide to make the High Evolutionary a Kang variant, I can see how they can tie it all in by 2026 for the Kang Dynasty. It should be interesting. But yeah, Loki's pretty interesting too, so I can see where they. I guess Loki would be where it all started, because it's a show, so they can show you more. Stupid. Anyways, so should be interesting. That's pretty much the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You will get teary-eyed. There were some people crying. I understand why, but I don't know. I just wasn't in my emotions or something, but it didn't make me like cry. It was more like, this is sad. His friend got killed in front of him. This is sad. It was like that. And when they were experimenting on him, like, that was so cruel, but it was sad too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to say. I would do another review, but I'm tired. I need to go eat lunch. Um, thanks for watching. I almost said good night. I literally woke up from a nap. This is not right. If I could, I would sleep for the rest of my life. Whatever you call it. It's not what I said, but it could be. Anyways, God willing. Thanks for watching. If you are into Marvel, you're welcome. The movie was like 2 hours and something. It took me like an hour to review it, to retell it. Really, I write review, but it's really a retelling with bits and pieces of my thoughts. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Don't really like the whole everybody's finding themselves. Like, I didn't watch the new Thor movie, but for Endgame, I think, didn't he also leave to find himself? It's too much. Everybody's trying to find themselves. Like, if you didn't know who you are, how are you a superhero? I don't get it. Anyways, regardless, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful bummy day, because it is bummy. Adios. Arrivederci. Auf Wiedersehen. And goodbye. Bye.